Okay, now we have to prep the tubes by grinding the back area here for mounting your 3-inch stub and grinding around this tube to mount your 12-inch stub. Okay, now we're going to mount the 3-inch tube. Once you get it prepped, take your 3-inch tube. We pre-measured. It's 1/2 inch down, 1.5 inches in. Go ahead and tack it on. Once you find if you get it tacked on and you feel it's okay, you can go ahead and finish welding the whole thing then. Now we got the 3-inch welded on. We're going to get ourselves ready and set up for the 12-inch. What you want to do is line your 12-inch up and run it parallel with the next set. Tack it into place and weld it up. Good? Okay, go ahead. I can put it now. Yeah, you can go ahead and use something. Yeah, you can use something. Now that we have this side done with both tubes, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And once your tubes have cooled down enough, you'll want to paint them the same color as John Deere green. Okay, we're going to prep the main frame for the stiffener plate and the stiffener lug. What you need to do is grind around the main tube so you can get off all of it, the excess paint, so you can tack in a weld, and then you can weld on the stiffener plate. Okay, now that we got it prepped, we're going to set the stiffener lug or stiffener plate into place. He's going to tack the corners and then weld solid around the tube itself. Okay, once the stiffener plate's installed, welded on, you want to install your stiffener lug. And to do that, you want to bolt in the lug before you weld it so it sits into place in the proper spot for your parallel arms. Well, once you get the stiffener lug bolted into place, then you want to put a tack on each side and then do a solid weld to hold the parallel arm into place. Once you get the stiffener plate and the stiffener lug mounted and welded into place, you want to jump to the other side and repeat the same process, and once they've cooled, you can go ahead and paint to match your John Deere green again. Okay, now we're ready to dismount your disc and your blinker assembly and move it back to the tubes we had assembled or mounted before. Once you get that done, you want to take off this rear bracket and take it off completely. It's no longer needed anymore. And once that's done, you can go to the other side and repeat the process. Okay, now that we got the rear mounts off and our disc assembly and our blinker assembly moved back, this is what the bar should look like here. And we should be ready for our next step on mounting the arms. Alright, in your package you're going to find a layout sheet for measuring out your arms. What you want to do is find center of your main mounting bracket or main mounting beam. Once you do that, you want to measure out from center, left and right for your two center arms. And when you do that, you want to use the main arms, which is, this is your main center arm. These have no spacing in the middle, that's why you want to use them in the center. And this is your special arm, which has spacing in the center. Screw over your one mounting bracket. Alright, now we got our center arms mounted. We want to grab our special arm, and normally on our special arms we take, on the left hand side of the machine, we'll put the one with the serial number on it. And the reason we use special arms on the outside is you have to mount that arm over this plate right here. Okay, once you get all your arms installed, you want to grab your 3-inch U-bolts and put in your arm assembly. Just loosely put one on, two of your arms. The reason I loosely put them in is then it's easier to slide your tube into place. Once your tube's into place, then you want to grab one of your bearing hangers with your U-bolts on and mount on inside. Tighten up these bolts, put your other two bearing hangers in, or U-bolts in for your tube, and then you do the same thing on the opposite side. You get this in the center, then we'll be ready to start our baskets. Alright, now once you get your tubes into place and your bearing hangers mounted, when you mount your bearing hangers, you want to have approximately finger space, a little more than 1/2 of an inch on the inside. Once you have that, you tighten up your bearing hangers. Then you want to space this so you have 1 inch space in the center, through the center of the machine. And I pre-measured, it's approximately from the edge of the plate to the edge of the bearing hanger is 13 11/16. Once you get to that point, you can go ahead and tighten up your tubes, make sure they're all tight in place, and then you can start mounting your baskets. Okay, now we got everything all tightened up. It's ready to mount our baskets. And when mounting your baskets, you want to make sure that your cutting edge is always facing towards the tractor. It's always nice to have two people doing this. You want to slide your basket onto your bearing hanger. Oh, just a little bit. inside your other bearing hanger. You always want to put it in just a little bit. Once that's in place, you go ahead and tighten up the other bearing hanger. Make sure you get your spacing in here. Finger spacing, about half of an inch. Then once that's all done, tightened up, you can come in, grab your roll pins, put your roll pins into your bearing hangers. You're set to go. Now that you got everything installed, it's time to take it out and give it a try. After you get out in the field, you may find that you need to pull the pins on each side for your basket so you can adjust your basket to roll at the different depth compared to your leveling discs, and you just adjust it however it runs best for you.